Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video. And this video is a continuation to the previous two videos regarding the ascension of the Anunnaki. In this video I will be discussing the process of osmosis, which in understanding osmosis we often think of the rebalancing or reaching equilibrium in terms of, you could say, the chemical systems in your body, the minerals, water, and so forth. But now let's imagine the osmosis of consciousness, which is a concept that has never been thought of prior to this moment. But in the osmosis of consciousness, imagine for this particular moment that at the osmosis of consciousness, you experience a pressurized system of said consciousness. And in the said pressurized system is where you then see your ability to experience life or dreams. And that understanding, when the pressure is within yourself, you experience life. And when you release said pressure and enter an alternate rhythmic pressure system, where you then experience the pressure outside of yourself, known as the subconscious, the internal pressure releases externally, where you then become the creator and centerpiece of the subconscious, known as a dream. In understanding this process, you can actively see now where breath lies in the power of the creator. In the breath work, you see where the person is that which is dreamt, and that he who dreams. In the pressurized system mechanism of its own self, in the way osmosis functions in consciousness, the breathing process of the individual is essentially how the osmosis of this consciousness works. When I am alive in the waking state, the osmosis is under a pressurized system, which means I control the experience of my conscious. When I experience a altered rhythmic breath and I release said pressure of consciousness, and the osmosis reaches an equilibrium where the cell itself releases the experience of consciousness in a internal external experience, a subconscious, which in itself, a dream is the representation of what you have inside yourself, that which you are not yet aware of. A dream is a manifestation of the subconscious, the internal pressure, which in its telling has symbolizations. In order for you to become aware of things within yourself, you need to become aware of the patterns you have yet to realize. And the further you dive into this particular analysis, the more you begin to understand the nature at which we can understand the depth of the Creator, which you yourself are now beginning to understand within the dream is also the dreamer itself. That in order for this reality to exist, we all collectively hold a pressure upon ourselves. And the more we collectively hold a pressure, the greater the potential of the reality. This is known as the collective dream theory. In the collective dream theory, the more we increase each individual's potential, not in equality, but in potential, which means you all have a separate beginning, but you all have the ability to generate the same potential based on the initial example, which arises once again a notion known as Christ, which other cultures call that particular example of a being in different names. But it is the same being, and its manifestation ultimately means the individual who is that which is the dreamer of said universe. Thank you.